world's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's gone!
And Homer to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell! Deep right center field! Carrying! And it's gone! That was hit hard. Left center field. Did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champions! The AAA World Series is over! What a live shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
Good evening, folks. Thanks for joining us for another XBL edition of the Match of the Week. Here we've got Zlatanimal and myself, Oxbox, to bring you the action. We've got Dark Raider versus Tynasty in a big matchup for two guys looking for two big wins here on Match of the Week. Welcome, Zlat. Shout out to Zlat for first time producing, and shout out to Dwayne for the tutorial.
Yeah, it's a work in progress over here, so hopefully things can go smoothly. Appreciate everybody's patience, especially the players here, as we had a bit of a delay trying to get things tinkered with. So, but yeah, glad to be here, and we'll figure things out.
Yeah, we were icing these two guys, making sure they got plenty of warm-ups, and the rain delay is over. And with that, we'll get into our keys of the game for tonight's matchup. It's a bit of a contrasting style of play here, Zlot. We've got a guy who relies more on his pitching in Dark Raider versus a guy who loves to hit the ball, loves to swing, and is going to definitely rely more on his offense to try to get one or two wins here tonight. And that kind of ties into our other key as well. Neither player has a sweep this season, and they're both desperate for wins to stay in that playoff hunt. So, the contrasting style of play is going to come up huge. Where it's hard to tell which guy has the advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both of these guys, are very deep on their own side of the spectrum as far as hitting and pitching. I think, Raiders' strengths with the pitching, as we're all well aware of, he can pitch like it's no one's business. So we're going to see how that stacks up against Ty and his bat, who, of course, in the AAA shattered all those records and has served him fairly well up here at the XBL level. I think he's sort of been held back by his own pitching. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how those two sides of the ball kind of play out here this evening.
Yeah, we'll see if Raider can limit Ty's offense, and we'll see if Ty's pitching will allow Raider to stay in the game if Ty is able to score some runs. And that kind of leads us into our third key. It's the home run factor. I mean, we know Ty definitely has the potential to pop a few out here or there. But Raider, that's one of also, he's known for hitting one or two a game to, keep himself in it. And if the later you find yourself in a game versus Dark Raider, as Zlot, I'm sure you well know, the last time I did a Dark Raider match of the week was when he played you in 20-inning game. And you know as good as anybody when the later it gets in a game versus Dark Raider and the score is close or nobody scored, the advantage massively shifts in his favor because he's probably got the most extra inning games played in the XBL history. The guy lives for extra inning baseball, those grinded out, low scoring games, and if he gets, holds Ty to two or less, we could be in for extras, but we're definitely going to be in for a close one. And those solo home runs, 2-run shots by either guy can really be the game, the difference in the game.
Yeah. I mean, like you pointed out, I've had my own personal experience on a match of the week with Raider going the distance back with you and Weaver in the booth, and you guys had to kind of suffer for quite a while before that one ended and wrapped up. So, yeah, Raider's been here. This is kind of that's like his meat and potatoes. He's kind of maybe even hoping for extras because he feels like he knows that he can outlast whoever's on the other side. So, yeah, I think there's a good chance that might happen tonight, but realistically, Ty's been putting up like at least 5 a game. So, um, I mentioned Ty's pitching earlier. I think he's allowing 10 a game on average. That might be kind of skewed. I haven't looked at his strength of schedule, but we're going to see how Raider can maybe try to really jump on Ty's pitching and see how the series can shake out from there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see, and hopefully we have some good connectivity, strength of signal and stuff like that, and not a lot of lag. And fingers crossed, no DCs. And Zod, it's going to be good to be in the booth with you. And without further ado, let's get these players rolling and get tonight's match of the week underway.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll give the players a thumbs up and the green light. We'll be back here in just a moment, folks. All right, folks, we should be. See if I can get rid of the participants. Oh.
Hey, extra camera time for me. Looks like we'll be at Apple Field first.
Yeah, that'll definitely favor, Ty, I think, with his bat. Let me know how the audio sounds for the game. Oh, sorry, folks. I'm trying to get rid of the little participant things down here.
You just can't get rid of me.
I know, I'm sorry. I thought there used to be a little
good,
one down here at the bottom.
And Ty gets us started on the mound with a swinging strikeout. Raiders lead off batter goes down swinging, and now
thank you.
The player that I hate on every person's roster, the bad ball hitter, steps in here in the 2-hole.
Well, right at the second baseman. Yeah, Raiders, his top of the lineup really, it's where he kind of thrives as far as his hits go, I think, for most of the season. As you get deeper into his lineup, it's a lot less scary batters and kind of some easier routes. So good for Ty here to get 2 quick outs, not really allow any trouble as that one floats just over that second baseman's head into right field. So Raider will be happy to get at least 1 hit on the board here in the first inning.
Yeah, I think Ty needed to jump for that. He probably could have had it, but you never know. Definitely, that was a little bit too over his head to dive for. You can get those dives if you time them perfectly at the last second, going backwards, but that was way over his head. Needed to jump.
Yeah, we see Raider swinging at one in nearly the other batter's box, but he takes off from first, and he's going to be safe there. It's a 2-out steal, so we have some danger there. Some poison on the base paths for the Harfang as they hit one right down the middle. That's going to smack the pitcher in the dome. Probably going to drop all of his stats.
The catcher was on his way out to get it, and I think the player switch got him, or he should have been able to make the play at first with that slow batter runner. But instead, the catcher lollygags at the last minute, and now Raiders got 2 on, 2 out.
Yeah, this inning has turned on its head in a hurry. I mean, things were looking smooth sailing for Ty, maybe even a 1-2-3 inning, and all of a sudden there's runners on the corners here. It's a full count down the middle. Oh, Ty is going to be counting his lucky stars tonight. That one goes straight to the center fielder, so no runs will cross, and Ty kind of escapes out of a really sticky situation.
Yeah, that 3-2 2-out pitch was right down the tube, and Raider hit it well, just right at the center fielder, and it ends up where Jenkins put his face on the line to save a run.
Yeah, and Ty's kind of free swinging here as this one goes into foul territory for out number 1.
Chili Biggs steps in. Hopefully that's not lag we're seeing.
Yeah, you know, we noticed the players didn't really skip the animations there, so I was wondering if maybe there's some lag they're trying to stall out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I haven't done anything production side. I think there's some audio on Raiders' end that he's maybe
Yeah, we might have just
shifted.
lost audio with Raider there.
See if we can message him in the chat, but we'll carry on here. So we got 2 outs for Ty. He's got a runner on first, and he's got his 4-spot hitter Preston Colton at the plate. Preston's got a pair of home runs on the season, and you know, he's got those power and contact traits against right-handed pitchers who is not starting on the mound this time. So unfortunately, he can't utilize those as there's a ground ball hit to short, and that'll be the final out of the first inning. So some hits, you know, for both teams there in the first frame, but nothing could cross the plate for them. They'll carry on here into the second inning.
And between both pitchers now, with Ty's pitcher being injured, neither guy has over 20 velo on the mound, so it's going to be a battle of the trenches here.
Yeah, it's a real slow pitch softball event this evening so far. Wasn't expecting that.
Well, it's coming in underhand. Let's see if they can put up some slow pitch softball numbers.
Yeah, imagine if the submarine style in the game was they had a softball animation or something. Oh man. Well, we got a quick 3-ball count here. It's 3-1 with no outs. Raider had that weak hit up the middle to get to the first base runner, a leadoff single. This one's hard hit, but it goes just to the right of the first base bag. It's going to be foul. We'll do it again here. Runner's on the move. Ty's player switching fails him as it goes past that diving middle infielder there. And that's going to be an extra bag for the Steelers. So runners on the corners yet again for Raider. We have some fast-paced action as that one sneaks past that second baseman. We'll see the first run of the evening cross the plate in favor of the Harfang.
Yeah, Tynasty's job just got a lot harder on the mound with these horrible stats by who I believe is already his number 4 pitcher. But Raider takes off again.
Oh my, what is happening? That one pitch was right down the barrel. Raider at least had the timing down to a T on the steal attempt, so it's a double steal successful.
That 0 velo can mess with you sometimes, but you know, that's one thing that Ty struggles with is holding runners. So look for Raider to steal quite a bit because he's going to need to do anything he can to get runners in scoring position, put himself a base hit away from knocking in 2 runs here.
Yeah, absolutely. That one's down the middle and it's jacked into center field, but the wall holds it in. It's off the wall from the air, and that'll score 2. It's a deep double for the Harfanger, taking a pretty nice lead here. It's 3-0, still top of the second.
Yeah, that fork ball was smoked, and that's not the location you want to try to hit on the mound, as Raider steals what I believe is his 4th bag of the night already.
Yeah, he's wheeling and dealing with those steals. I mean, he just has Ty's pitching cues all the way down to a T. As this one's hit into right center, a diving play by the right fielder will prevent an extra run from coming in. So top of the second will end with 3 runs in favor of Raider there.
Yeah, great play by Ty in right field to save a hit there. What would have been quite a few hits in the inning for Dark Raider. 3-run inning. That's an explosion for the Harfang offense.
Yeah, I think a bit of a lag pitch there kind of put that last pitch on the corner, so Ty will take advantage and sneak it back up the middle. He has another base runner for the inning. It's 1 out, 1 on first. Decent speed there at first and a pretty good catcher arm behind the plate for Raider.
Raider throwing a lot of curveballs with this low velo.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Ty to jack one. He almost had it. That goes just a foot shy of the warning track in left field. I thought you were kind of speaking that one into existence.
Yeah, almost. It's just so hard to time up that loopy, slow curveball. You got to get it just right, and you got to generate a lot of the power on your own end. So it's a very frustrating pitch to try to square up consistently. And now the injured starting pitcher coming up in the bottom of the second, 2 out and 2 on here is a lot. Big spot, and Ty is going to lift the starting pitcher in lieu of a hitter. And now we're also going to see Raiders specialist RP come in the game in the second inning.
I wish I could say I was surprised by this move from Raider, but I've had it happen to me, and I've seen it happen so many times. This is just textbook for him to go to the pen super early, and it looks like it's going to work out as there's a foul ball, catchable on the right-hand first base side, which will bring that inning to a close. So he does the job and does not allow any of those runs to cross the plate.
Yeah, great job there by Raider. Brought in his stud RP in the second inning. We've seen that move executed by Raider a lot in the past. Everybody has had that happen to them, I think, once or twice. And Tiffany Forrest came in and gets the foul out, strands the runners, and Raider keeps on hitting. There's another leadoff base hit as he has a 3-0 lead and looking to add to it.
Yeah, he does well to get a single there, but he's also swinging pretty freely. I think Ty, I don't know if Ty's going to catch on to that. I mean, he could really be throwing some just junk, things way out of the zone, and Raiders kind of been chasing already, so kind of have to see how quickly he can adapt to Raiders' batting style.
Yeah, one thing I've kind of gotten on Ty's case about in private is he just goes so fast on the mound. I don't think he puts a lot of thought into where he's going to throw the next pitch and what the batter's tendencies are at the plate. As a pitcher, you're always asking questions and looking to see what answers you get. And if a guy's showing you one thing, that's something you want to build off of as a pitcher. But Ty tends to go in a big hurry a lot of times, and that also hurts him on holding runners. Yeah,
it's kind of a double-edged sword. I would suppose, when it's working, then, it's just a comfort zone type thing. But he does escape that inning there. He had a runner on second after a stolen base, but he's able to get out of it unscathed. So we'll see him take a quick strikeout here to lead off his part of the third inning. Brings up, I believe, is that Chili Biggs? It sure is. I'm familiar with that name from our AAA duel that we had in the playoffs as Chili. Oh, he lifts one to left field. It was a routine ball, and it's just mishandled by that left fielder.
If you're Ty, you got to be hustling out of the box. There's a lot. He wasn't running hard to second.
Yeah.
Gets to first, but still a huge error that could be the spark that the Tyrannic offense needs.
Yeah. Oh, there's another error.
Kicked by the defense as
well.
Calamity. Hot potato. It's contagious.
Oh, he just barely snuck back in there. Man, this is kind of a game of pure chaos. It's just had its roller coaster ups and downs here. We've had a crazy inning that players are able to escape out of. Now Raider finds himself in a bit of a nasty inning here. Runners at first and second due to errors. This ball's hard
Oh
hit to the
my.
shortstop. Flip for one.
Oh,
The second one is
another
thrown in the
error.
dirt. A double play broken up by their own volition. So we have runners at the corners now with 2 outs. Oh, Ty's not able to take advantage as this one's grounded to second routinely and taken care of. So the Harfang escape a multitude of errors there.
Yeah, that's where the scoring in this game is not always on par with official scoring in baseball. There was definitely 2 errors made that inning, 2 dropped. You know, the dive you don't count as an error, but the first baseman, well, it was a throwing error by the shortstop, and the drop ball in left field should have been 2 errors. But regardless, Raider pitches out of another jam, and that's been a common theme in this game so far. Is Raiders been able to cash in with runners on base, and Ty has left quite a few on base here already, and both guys are in the bullpen by the second inning.
Yeah.
It's been a wild one.
Yeah, going to the bullpen in the second inning it's got to be on somebody's bingo card, but you know we
Both
didn't.
pitchers though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, of course Ty's wasn't strategic. It was the fact that his starter took a line drive back off their jaw, so can't control that. But Raiders certainly sticking to his game plan, and it's working out as he still maintains his 3-run lead. We find ourselves here near the midpoint of the game. It's bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, and Raiders' favorite thing to do is get about 4.5, 5 innings out of Tiffany Forrest if he can. And so far, it's looking like it's going to be a good night for Tiffany as she is mowing them down on the mound.
Yeah, she's mowing them down with the triple-digit velo, and she's locked in, so that velo is going to at least maintain triple digits for another inning or 2.
And he is humming some tough strikes on the edges as well.
Yeah, the last one got some weak contact, and it's a grounder to short, so another scoreless inning for Ty. He was kind of having his moments here, just so far hasn't been able to seize any of those opportunities to fall his way, as he'll find himself back on the mound here against the number 2 hitter for the Harfang.
The thing about Tynasty is, though, the difference between these 2 players is, you know, Raider, that he feels great right now with 3 runs. That's a big inning for his offense, and now he's just going to try to get as many outs as he can. Obviously, he'll take some insurance runs, but on the flip side, Ty is a guy where like 3-0 might feel like a huge lead for Raider, but he can pop off 3-4 runs in 1 inning as good as anybody. So, you know, it just takes 1 inning from Tynasty to get back in this and give this wild game we've had so far even more juice.
Yeah, I mean, just from a statistical perspective, I mean the Harfang are on average allowing 5 runs a game. Ty and the Tyrannics, they're allowing about 10 a game. So we very much have not, we shouldn't expect to have seen all the runs scored for this game already. We're going to see some stretched bullpens here. We're going to see some hot and cold batters. So game is still very much up for grabs at this point.
Yeah, I would say 5 runs for each guy at this pace is what we're going to end up. It's going to be I'm going to predict a 5-4 final score, but I'm not sure who's going to win.
Yeah, like you said, Ty could explode at any given moment. We almost saw that earlier in what was that, the 3rd inning maybe, where he had a couple of opportunities. So he just needs to find himself string some at-bats here together, get a couple of hits. He's really kind of been struggling to make any good contact on Tiffany since she came into the game. There's a decent contact ball, but unfortunately for Ty, it's going to be right at that first baseman for out number 2.
Yeah, every good swing we've seen Ty have has been a rocket ground ball right to a middle infielder for the most part, and this is what you have to do against Tiffany to try to get her out of this game and see a lot of pitches. What a play there by Raiders second baseman.
Yeah, I mean, like we were just saying, Ty's hitting them right at these fielders. So sometimes you just have those types of games, those types of days in SMB. You just got to keep your nose to the grindstone and keep trying to find a way to come up with a victory, as this one will sneak past the diving shortstop. Raiders had quite a few of those this game. It's a single here in the 6th for him.
Yeah, Ty's SBRP is now locked in, so getting some good length out of Brooklyn Benner. But Raider has had quite a few singles, like you said. That one's going to be a line out. So now 2 outs. Don't sleep on Darkraider stealing a base. And before I can even say it, he's already gone. Ty does not hold runners.
Well, that one's it's got some solid contact, but it's going to be right to that center fielder. So had a runner in scoring position. Just wasn't really meant to be there for Raider and his Harfang as they'll walk away with the inning, no runs scored. Find themselves here in the bottom of the 6th with Flores still on the bump.
Yeah, and one thing to look out for if you're watching is Raiders' bullpen does not have the juice it normally carries.
Right.
Tiffany is about all he's got this season. He used to have a 2-horse pin. Now it's a 1-horse pin. He's got low velo the rest of the way. I think he does have a lefty reverse splits pitcher, but not a lot of velo. So when this pitcher does eventually come out of the game, that'll be Ty's best opportunity to get back in it. But he's got to start eating more pitches and get some tired stats on Tiffany. As you can see, she is starting to tire.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. You know, she's at 45 pitches now. I think Ty probably could have had a couple of at-bats to try to deepen that pitch count, get it up quicker earlier. And it will certainly be interesting to see the low velo come back into the game. I think Ty can really, you know, that'd be great news for Ty, but he's got to get there first.
Yeah, no doubt. And regardless, Tiffany's gone from the 2nd inning to now the 6th, and she's going to go, that's 4 1/3 of shutout baseball, and now probably going to get lifted here.
Oh,
for a
no.
pinch hitter, but I mean, if you're Raider, that's, you know, this is exactly what you were hoping for to get out of Tiffany to go this long in the game without giving up a run.
Yeah, this is absolute best case scenario for Raider as far as pitching is concerned. He still, like we've talked about, would love to add some insurance runs here as he turns the lineup over. We got the number 1 spot here, swinging at a ball just above the zone, and that's going to be right to the right fielder. So we now have 2 away here. The bad ball hitter, Ox's favorite, is up to bat.
Oh, don't get me started, Saudi. This is what I was talking about in pregame, though. Raider is the type of guy, you let him get a hot start on you, get 2 or 3 early like he's done in game 1 here. You do not want to be the guy trying to fight your way back in the last few innings like Ty's going to have to do here. Because the more momentum Raider gets on the mound, like you see all the zeros on the board, it's really hard to get something going against him. He gets into a rhythm, he gets in your head, and it can be really hard hill to climb when you're down. It gets later and later, and he's tougher and tougher to hit.
Yeah, this could be the at-bat to do it. Again, off-speed hitter. Oh, he's found himself a fastball, but he sneaks it through that third base side, so it'll be a leadoff single here for Ty. I don't feel like he hasn't had one of those, or many of those, all game.
With the speed she's got right now, her velo's so tanked. I mean, hell, even a fastball's an off-speed pitch. But, yeah, like you said, this is Ty's big chance. Now we see him go to the bullpen. Tiffany's out of the game. Another hard-hit ground ball, though.
Ooh. That was an early dive there from Raider. I was wondering if the game was going to give it to him, and it did. So it does push that runner to second.
We call those pseudo dives.
Maybe not. I don't think it's that egregious, but she's going to have to dive the other way, and she lets it get by. The center fielder's going to make a play at the plate here. It's not even close, and Ty wisely advanced the batter there, so we have a runner continue to be on second. We got something brewing here, certainly.
Oh, we got a pinch hit here, Ty.
You have to.
Brenner has done a great job keeping the Harfang at just 3 runs. Does he know his pitcher's up the bat, though? I mean, just like I said about Tiffany, you're thrilled that Brenner has come in the game and given you this many zeros since the 2nd inning. But you just had your first runner in scoring position in how long, and you let the SBRP bat for herself.
Yeah, very much a head scratcher there. Really thought Ty was going to bring a pinch runner in. We knew that he pinch hit once already earlier in the game. Outfield was shallow. This ball is hit decently well, but not deep enough, and it'll be corralled there in center. So an end to the inning, but not after a run comes across the plate for Ty. It's a 3-1 scoreline here as the Harfang lead us heading into the top of the 8th. That one's lined straight back, right next to the pitcher's head. Could be a leadoff single here for Raider. They've had quite a few of those this game at this point.
And not pinch hitting there for the SPRP with the guy on second, 1 out. Those are the little things, you know, you wouldn't think people miss on a regular basis, but that's the kind of thing Ty has got to pay attention to if he wants to win or be in these close games. I mean, one hit could have tied it or made it a 2-3 ball game, but again, Raider pitched out of trouble. Let's see if Ty can throw another 0 on the board. He's running out of time though, and look for Raider to steal a base here soon.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see one in that previous at bat. This SPRP is near. This will be their 50th pitch.
She's had a heck of a game.
Yeah, it was a curveball, which gives the advantage, of course, to the runner stealing there, and so it's basically a free steal. And we'll see another steal, fastball up and in, but it's just a bit too late as the throw down to third is not in time. So 1 out, runner on third now. That would be a monster insurance run for Raider.
Yeah, you know he needs this run. And it's going to fall.
The dink hit to left center, drops in, and it's 4-1. Raider has his 3-run lead back, and he's looking to keep it running here as he continues to steal. It's a first pitch steal, and the runner, of course, is going to be safe. I don't think he's been thrown out once all game. This ball is hit to short. It's going to be thrown to first for the force out, and the runner will advance on the throw. So 2 outs, runner at third here.
As a lot, that runner actually has bad jumps trait and still made it comfortably.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that the first time around. This one's hit to the third baseman. It'll be smoothly grabbed and thrown over to first to end the inning. So we see them trade runs between the bottom of the 7th and top of the 8th. It's 4-1 here for the Harfang as Tyrannics are facing what could be the final 6 outs of the game. This one's driven to deep left field. That's certainly jumping over the wall. It's gone indeed. A solo leadoff shot here in the 8th inning. That is textbook Ty. That's the guy I'm familiar with at the plate. Sends it 395, and this lead is down to 2.
Yeah, that insurance run Raider just got looking even more important for the Harfang is we would be seeing a 3-2 game had he not gotten that 4th run in the top half. But yeah, like you said, that's the Ty we're used to seeing. He blasted that low changeup over the apple wall, and now a single on the heels of that home run, and Ty's in business here. He's going to put up a fight, going to go down fighting. As we're down, he's down to his last 6 outs, but first 2 have reached here safely.
Yeah, Raider goes to the pen and brings in the legendary Eric Gagne. He's got a runner on first to deal with, so we have the game-tying run at the plate.
I forgot about Gagne. He's got the Elite Four and the clutch trait.
Well, that ball's
only eligible on closers.
Yeah, and that ball was caught on the air, or excuse me, in the air, so the runner at first had to make sure they got back in time, which they did, so there's 1 out now. Full pressure meter here for Ty. Can he do something to take advantage? He's really just praying for no double play ball. And that ball's hit into right field. We're going to see a dive from the right fielder, and they do get it. So runner will advance to third.
Play.
I was really worried for Raider. I thought he dove a hair too early. We might have seen some running taking place on the base pass. But in any case, the double play is still in effect here with runners on the corners, 1 out.
Yeah, if she doesn't dive and field that cleanly, I actually think his early dive is what saved him there because he wasn't going to catch it in the air. But a great scoop on the hop by the right fielder, and that would have for sure been at least a double and probably a run scored. And what a pitch there by Gagne.
Oh, man, that Elite Four-seamer is eating Ty up in that at-bat there, earns the strikeout. So now we have runners, of course, still on the corners, and the change-up to Elite Four-seamer just back and forth. It's really tripping Ty up here. He finally takes a ball inside off the zone, so it's a 1-2 count. Able to stay alive.
You said, so full pressure means the clutch meter has maxed out effects right now, plus that Elite Four-seamer.
Absolutely, and he needed every bit of it as he strikes out the final 2 outs of the 8th inning. So Ty with a promising leadoff solo shot, some runners on the bases afterwards, and unfortunately not able to bring any of them home. The score remains 4-2 here as we head to the top of the 9th here in Game 1.
Wow, what a job by Raider to bring in Gagne there. He's got to leave him in here just because he has basically no pitching options left. But, wow, we've seen the biggest 2 spots in this game with Ty threatening at the plate. Raider brings in his trusted reliever and gets out of the jam both times to hang on to this narrow lead. You
Yeah.
know Ty's got to be frustrated to leave 2 runners on yet again.
Yeah, I mean, Raider and his clutch pitching, it's a tale as old as time, and it's ringing true again here this evening, as Gagne is close to about 20 pitches, I think, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that when Ty comes back up to the plate. Here with the 1-2 count, that swung on well inside, and it's going to be a grounder for the final out for the Harfang. So here we'll see the 8-9-1 while give Ty a chance to turn the lineup over.
Bad ball hitter.
I was just about to say, leadoff bad ball hitter. Ty really could use a leadoff single or a leadoff hit of any kind.
What a hit with the BBH, just swinging some of these balls off the plate.
That ball was so hittable, he was just early on it. Oh man, we're going to see a pitch high and outside, and Ty decides to swing at it. Unfortunately, it's going to be a grounder for out number 1.
Islot, how about good ball hitter? How about that for a trait?
Yeah, I think you have to be born with that or something. I don't know. Don't ask me.
I'd pay for that trait, baby. Now we're going to see a pinch hitter finally by the Tyrannics.
Yeah, you have to here, of course, but there's really no teeth in those stats, and he's going to ground out to the shortstop for out number 2.
Down to his last out, but he's got the meat of the order up with the leadoff, the lineup turning over here, and Gagne out of gas.
Yeah, Gagne is absolutely out of gas, but even though he's out of gas, that elite four-seamer and the paired with the changeup is still kind of difficult to deal with. The curveball up in the zone, it was going to be a strike. Ty fought it off, but it's a grounder to end the game. Final score, 4-2 in favor of your Montreal Harfang.
Yeah, if Raider had a game plan going in, he just executed it to a T. That was a beautiful display by the Harfang. That was Dark Raider baseball, and he earned the victory there, pitched out of trouble the whole way, and really outplayed Tynasty, got the breaks when it mattered most, and Raider going to go for the match of the week sweep here. If he can get another victory, that would boost his chances for the playoffs.
Yeah, certainly. Let's give just a quick moment here and check in with the players, make sure there's no breaks that they need, and as soon as they're ready, we'll come right back for everybody. So hang tight.
The Cross-Platform Baseball League
Alrighty, folks, game 2 is coming at us momentarily here. It'll be hosted at Shaka Sports Turf, the home of the Montreal Harfang. But nothing for Ty to be worried about. I've seen him hit plenty of home runs here, so there's not really any park that I think that he's afraid of. Of course, we all know Shaka's depths and the length there to the outfield. We'll kind of have to see how that plays into Raiders' play style. We know he's got some speed on the team. We saw him stealing plenty of bags in game 1.
Yeah, just the most cringe thing about the Harfang baseball team is their home park. But we'll see if Ty can get on the board here with a couple of long balls to make Raider pay for that home park decision. But Raider did a great job keeping Ty. He just allowed that one home run. Was all we saw in game 1.
Yeah, I feel like Ty's bats do. I feel like he never really was able to get comfortable, and that's sort of a credit to Raiders pitching. But we're gonna see a walk here. Bit of a surprise. We can see Raiders mouse. Not sure if he had to go back to another screen or something.
Oh, he was lagging bad that whole at bat, thought he had no control of the reticle.
Yeah, I see another red one there.
Oh, that's going to get through.
Yeah, surprised we don't see a dive. There could definitely be some network connectivity issues here. We'll have to keep an eye on the DMs, yeah. Try and stall it out here with some menu time. Classic metalhead moment.
Yeah, not fun to play through.
Yeah, the other night I tried to play Snow and it was just, it was worse than this. We couldn't even get through a couple of pitches. And I know a lot of people have had issues, especially in this past week, so hopefully it's something that'll subside soon. Was that a lag pitch I just saw?
Hard to tell. Sometimes the Discord feed can kind of be misleading on that kind of thing, but I'm not. What do you think? Is it more frustrating to be pitching when the lag's happening or batting? I mean, both are just so hard to play through.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's an edge one way or the other. I think the lag pitches are pretty annoying as we see a ball hit into deep right center field. That's going to bounce all the way to the wall and score at least one. We're going to see a potential second one. It's a play at the plate. Oh, no, it's not. They don't throw the ball. But that's probably wise enough as I don't think they had a true chance at it. So we see Ty break open the scoring here in the first inning. So the away team in both games has broken open the scoring as this one is fouled back. But it's 2 quick runs here for Ty. What are your thoughts so far, Ox?
Yeah, it's a big start for Ty as we saw him struggle to get any kind of run production in game 1 and really struggle with runners in scoring position as well. So big for him to get going here. And, he's already got 2 runs, like we said. That's all he got in the entirety of game 1. So both road teams coming out loud.
Yeah, it's a big deal. We saw Raiders starter go tense there. I'm not sure if that's fixed by the final out there. It's a fly out to center field. So 2 runs there for the Tyrannics. We're going to see the Harfang come up to the plate.
First pitch swinging.
Yeah, Raider was pretty aggressive in most of the last game's at bats. So first pitch swinging here. It's going to be out number 1. Takes a couple now, so it's a 1-1 count here.
This starting pitcher for Ty much more formidable than the one he threw out last game with really low velo, and Raider hit him pretty hard to start off game 1. So we'll see if Shanks has better luck as Raider with a nice sharp single into left field there.
Yeah, a little double entendre there as Raider was hitting the pitcher in game 1 well, run-wise, and then hit him really well when he hit him back in the head as there's a steal attempt going to be thrown to second and then back to first and catches the runner in the middle. So that's going to be out number 2. We didn't see that really at all in game 1. We saw a bunch of successful steals, but nothing like that, and then it's a strikeout. So Harfang ran themselves into out number 2 and a strikeout just to really add some salt to the mouth there. That's a bit of a sour end to the inning.
Yeah, and Ty almost messed up the pickoff there as Raider nearly pulled a burning ice and got back in there safely, but Ty was able to get the out and makes it a lot easier to get out of trouble
Oh,
as Ty wins the first inning.
yeah, he won the first inning, and we almost saw an unforced error by the center fielder there. They never really got under that one. They kind of caught it at their shoestrings on the way down, so out number one's just a routine-ish fly out. This one is caught. A great jump by Villa, the second baseman, to get out number two.
Yeah, nice jump there, and I'm seeing a lot. Like, I know Raider has low accuracy, but he's actually usually pretty good at locating.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much the lag is affecting his ability to do so, as we're seeing a lot of mislocation. Now he's getting a little bit better.
Yeah, it's really kind of hard to tell what's at fault there. Could be user error or a combination. But either way, we see a full count with 2 outs now here. It's a red circle pitch, but it was in the zone, and Ty was not able to catch up to it. It's a strikeout for out number 3. Harfang will be back up to the plate looking to do some damage with the 4.56.
Yeah, those big circles on the pitch release, the ball can go anywhere inside or on the edges of those circles, the pitching minigame circles. So it's kind of like, you know, you're spinning the wheel, not knowing where the ball's going to end up. It actually ended up being a pretty good corner fastball for Raider, and he gets the strikeout.
Swings at one below the zone, but he fouls it away to stay alive here. It's a 2-2 count as he drives this ball into right field. It's hit well, but it's unfortunately right at the fielder there for out number 1.
Raider's a guy you got to be careful pitching to. He's somebody who I think you don't want to throw a strike until he makes you throw him one, because if you throw one in the zone, he can really smack it. But he'll expand the zone so often that, you know, you're playing with fire every time you challenge him.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that in the first game where Raider was expanding the zone early. He was really having some aggressive at-bats, and it was working out for him. But we never seemed to really, you know, see Ty like take, you know, an obvious advantage on the mound that way. So seeing a similar approach here in game 2, another 2-2 count, and that's going to be grounded to third base. So we are at least kind of seeing Raider go deeper in some counts, more so probably from fouling balls away, but that's probably going to add up here. It's those little details that kind of add up throughout the game, and that could be a bigger deal as we approach the, you know, the 4, 5, 6 innings for Ty's starter as he just jacks one. This thing is annihilated. It was nearly eaten by the Tiki out in center field here at Shaka. That ball was an absolute no-doubter, Ox.
Ty took him to Tiki Town, 467 feet, no doubter. And that was not Raiders' best pitch.
Yeah, not his best pitch by a wide margin, as he's been red circling a lot here. Hopefully that's not, you know, network related, but in any case, it's a 3-run ball game. We saw in game 1 what a 3-run lead could do and how far you could take it. We're going to see Bro Muggs at the plate, and Ty's going to look to put that pedal to the metal here. He's got a base runner over at first.
Yeah, we saw Raider have a lot of success with the low velo curveballs in game 1. You don't want to throw Ty too many changeups, no matter which type of velo pitcher's on the mound, because Ty really hammers changeups. And trust me, I know that from experience.
Yeah, he hits a curveball there for another single, so no outs yet here in this 3rd inning. We've got runners at first and second. That pitch way inside. This might
Raiders
be
really struggling with Adrian Atatakan.
Yeah, this might be one of those.
Tiffany's going to be in here any second now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to try to cut you off there. Oh, okay. It's not going to matter. What I was going to say is we might see the meltdown trade activate for Raiders starter, which would have been a sure way to see the bullpen activated, but he gets the first out of the inning there, so just barely escapes that scenario.
I did not see that creeping up. That's a great point. And that ball was scalded into left field, so Raider lucky to avoid the meltdown trait triggering, but I'm kind of surprised he hasn't gone to the specialist reliever. He was so quick to do so in game 1, and he's really struggled with this starting pitcher, whereas he had a lot of success, at least for an inning and a third last game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. We should also notate the outfield is shallow here against a relatively decent batter? Okay, maybe he just knew he wasn't going to throw a strike.
I don't know. I mean, he's struggling so much with the accuracy. I don't know if it's lag or he's just struggling with the timing, but I can't believe he's not going to the higher accuracy pitcher in Tiffany.
We see her coming now. Might be too little too late. Bases are juiced, 2 outs. That one's hit directly at the planted center fielder, so maybe a bit of a deja vu moment there. Tiffany comes in game 1 and also now game 2, throws a pitch and gets the final out of the inning she was in, so it works out for Raider to some degree there.
Yeah, Tiffany's left on base percentage is just through the roof. She's so tough to score on, especially with runners on and the pressure's high like that. And now we'll see what kind of length Raider's able to get out of Tiffany and if she's able to hold Tynasty at bay here and enough for Raider to try to mount some kind of a comeback.
Yeah, you can see Raider, he might be a little rattled. The first at bat was a strikeout and now the second one, but you know, there's some swings at some pitches well outside the zone. I think he's just trying to do anything he can to string something positive his way, try to get some momentum clawed back in his favor as he needs something to come up. Maybe Tiffany can be the savior, never mind. I was going to say maybe Tiffany could kickstart something offensively as well. A two-way player, but it's not meant to be that instance as we see the top of the 4th innings pacing up on us now. Tynasty will be at the plate with his bad ball hitter to lead us off.
And you know, as well as the first game went for Raider, this second game has been the complete opposite. I mean, right off from the jump, he's struggled to locate. He's given up runs early, and offensively just has not gotten in any kind of comfortable rhythm. So Ty with the momentum here early, and it seems like he keeps gathering more momentum as we get into the middle innings here.
Oh, a shocking ball 4 there from Tiffany Flores. I believe that's a leadoff walk here. With the pitcher at the plate, Raider elects to go shallow in the outfield. Double play is in effect. We're going to see a steal attempt. Throw down is not in time, just barely beaten out. A great steal there by Ty, and the infield was still at double play depth. I suppose fortunate enough for Raider, that ball went right to the second baseman, so it does advance the runner.
Rare small ball by Ty there, nice steal, and then the ground ball with no outs gets the runner to third, and that loops into the outfield. That's going to be a manufactured run for the Tyrannics.
Yeah, well done there by Ty. He's really taking advantage of things offensively this game. Going to see the coveted hitter in Chili Biggs. Not coveted in the stats, but for whatever reason, Ty just hits so well with this player. I don't understand it. And there we see first pitch swinging. That's another single. So 1 away here with runners at first and second.
That was Ty's guy. Now we got RBI Hero up. Kind of offsetting the specialists.
Yeah, big matchup here. Tiffany really needs to step it in here for the Harfang. That ball is crushed right at the right fielder. Runners are going to tag at both places. Okay, just the lead runner will advance. So runners now at the corners here. As you notice, the traits for the batter are both active, and they're going to be all the difference as this one's hit into right center. It's going to be a double, a 2-out, 2-run double. It's 6-0 here for the Tyrannics. Harfang are reeling on the mound. They really got to figure something out here, get some kind of baseline.
Oh, this has been a nightmare inning. Oh, but yes, the runner.
A chaotic inning. We're going to see Raider come back to the plate. Only has 1 hit so far this game. That's not going to do it as that one's hit to the shortstop. 4 out number 1. We have now the bad ball hitter up at the plate here. Does not swing. A first pitch strike from Ty.
Banks breaks the bat on that one, and she's really locked in on the mound. She's rolling here, just the 1 hit allowed.
Yeah, I I did not really expect the game to feel like this so far here in Game 2, especially after how Game 1 ended.
Yeah, really, Raider was in control of Game 1 from start to finish and led the way. And now it's been all the Tyrannics here at Shaka.
Yeah, I mean, even when there was moments in Game 1 of, Raider allowed the late home run, he was able to kind of bring things back and kind of stabilize, but so far he's just not been able to find those same answers here in Game 2. It's a good start to this inning, though, as he gets the ground out to short, so that'll be out number 1. We'll see Ty's off-speed hitter and Isaiah Mack come up to the plate. They utilize that off-speed trait as that one's sent back up through the middle for a base hit. So Ty has a runner there at first base. There's only one out. The Mind Gamer trait is active. And Tiffany Flores is 10th. She's at 20 pitches now. This is a weak hit ball back to the shortstop. Elects to throw only to first to get the safest out. Would have been quite a risky attempt to go for the second base play there. So pretty wise, I would say, from Raider. And fortunately, he's counting that lucky hit to go foul. That could have been another run.
Yeah, Ty just misses 2 pitches in a row there. No, he didn't miss that one.
Not at all. It's deep into left field. It's over the fielder's head. That's going to be at least a run and extra bases. They're going to hold at second. It's now 7-0 Tyrannics.
Hey, I hate to see the lag. I hope it's not affecting Raider too much, but I have to believe it is with as many times as he's missed his spot on the mound. He's very uncharacteristic of him, but Ty really capitalizing on it. You got to think the lag's going both ways, and Ty has not missed a lot of these pitches.
Yeah, he's really punished a lot of the pitchers from Raider. Like you said, hopefully it's not entirely lag-induced. But yeah, it's pretty common to have both players suffer from it, so one player is certainly handling it a little bit better than the other at the moment.
When you're on the wrong end of it, when you're trying to come back from a deficit and dealing with stuff like lag and frustration, it's so hard to put together good at-bats, patient at-bats when you're in a hole like this. And we're seeing a lot of early count swings by Raider, not getting a lot going. And as I say that, he rips a base hit, but if you're Ty, I would just keep letting Raider get himself out. He's got all the momentum, and it's really hard to be patient and take those close pitches on the corners when you're down in a 7-0 hole and nothing's going your way.
Yeah, it's certainly harder, than it sounds. I think a lot of us, maybe even all of us, have been there in those games where you're just getting smashed. You feel like you can't come up with an answer for anything. Realistically, the way to go about it is probably just one at bat at a time and not get ahead of yourself, because there's still, a lot of innings left in the game here. I mean, anything could happen. Ty's bats could go cold, your bats could go hot. You never know. So you just can't count yourself out. Try to find some answers one at bat at a time.
Well, and like we said, Ty gives up 10 runs a game on the mound, whether those stats are slightly skewed at all, but Ty's like 18 games into his season, so that's a pretty fair baseline for runs given up. And if you're a Raider, you've got to try to tell yourself and remind yourself that, like, look, even though you're in a hole here, make this guy pitch, because that's where he struggles.
Have good points.
But easier said than done.
Yeah, and as we've been talking, Ty's been hitting some very solid, hits there. None of them have gone over the fence, but he nearly hit the player there with the pitch. Okay, Tiffany's kind of...
One did. One went to Tiki Town.
Yeah, Tiffany's probably going to get yanked here shortly, I would think.
Yeah, she's not as dominant here in Game 2 as we saw her be throughout the majority of Game 1. She threw the most innings of any pitcher in Game 1, and she's been on the mound quite a while here in Game 2, but not near the amount of success. And that one, you see just the pitches going all over the place, especially with that low accuracy.
Yeah, Tynasty had the green light on the 3-0 count there. It's now 3-2, so full count. Runner on first, 2 outs, and the pitch does not find its location. It's ball 4.
There's no lag in the audio. Thank God.
Count quickly falls 2-0. Raiders going to have to throw him a strike. He does, and it's just a bit early there on the swing. It's going to be caught down that left field line in foul territory for out number 3. Raider comes back up to the plate with the 8th spot of his batting order. Tynasty challenged him up and over the middle of the plate with a high pitch traded batter, so certainly you'd expect that to result in a hit, and it does. We get a leadoff single. Here we'll see Tiffany being pinch hit for by Lily Mendez, who has great contact.
Nice pitch there by Ty, and quickly ahead 0-2.
Yeah, I'm expecting a Raider steal any moment now. Doesn't go yet. That was very hittable. Raiders going to want that one back. Count stays at 2-2. The runner goes now, and they had a great jump on that. Plenty of speed. They're in there safely, so runner in scoring position. This ball is squeaked back to the pitcher. It'll advance the runner, but there's 1 out now.
Man, there's nothing more frustrating than getting that pitch to hit over the middle and fouling it hard either line. It's such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's also just that feeling is compounded by the large deficit. You know, Raiders going to want something, and he does earn himself a run here. So Harfang are on the board here in game 2. We have the bad ball hitter up at the plate now with 2 outs. We're starting to get late in this one. It's the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Raiders still looking for anything he can do to get some momentum, steal it back in this game. But Shanks gets the swinging K, and she's now gone 6 complete, only 1 allowed.
Yeah, 1 allowed and 3 hits. That's going to be good enough for any starter out there against anybody. So Ty's kind of earning his stripes here in game 2 on the mound. Pierre Paul comes into the game, and after a 2-0 count, leaves that one hanging over the middle. And it should be and is caught by the left fielder. Raider had that center fielder selected with a dive, who may have even come up with it, but the left fielder just said, no flashy play for you, we're just going to take care of it safely.
Yeah, somebody's got to call that ball. Come on, guys, communicate out there. But great effort by center field. I think he timed that dive perfectly. But
right,
like you said, the left fielder on auto field had plenty of time.
Oh, we see a tweaked groin there from the previous batter. Not sure what position they play, so we'll have to keep an eye on that here whenever the inning comes to an end. We have a 1-1 count here with 2 outs for Tynasty, and the Tyrannics looking to extend their lead.
Yeah, that injury is just a tweaked groin. Just put some icy hot, some Tiger Balm on it. They'll be good to go.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they may have done in the dugout there, as we don't see any sort of defensive substitution yet. So as long as Ty is aware of it, that injured player is still out there.
Not even a consideration. She's tough. She can handle a little tweaked groin.
Really expecting to see another steal attempt, although Ty is wise to it and throws over. I think that's the first pickoff attempt we've seen all series. A nice pitch there.
On the corner.
Yeah. It's also noteworthy that this starter for Ty has easy jumps.
Oh, wow.
There we go. We see the run there from Raiders, so I'm not sure the series total on stolen bases, but if there's a betting line out there, we're certainly hitting the over, I think, on this one.
Yeah, we needed a line for over/under steals because if it was like 8, we'd still hit the over.
Runner in scoring position is not going to cross the plate as there's a grounder to end the 7th inning. Go to the top of the 8th. Tyrannics lead us here 7-1 in game 2.
Thought it's ironic that the easy jump starter for Ty only giving up a handful of stolen bases when we saw Raiders steal like 7 in game 1.
Yeah, that kind of speaks to the importance of your eye at the plate. I think Raider had, chances to draw some walks, and that could have turned into a lot of scenarios of manufacturing their own runs. So the fact that they weren't really able to string many hits together this game so far, I think they're at like 3 or 4 now. Those walks would have been really, really quite a big deal, really valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. That one squeaks by. It's Sasso at first base, and yeah, like when you're facing a pitcher like Ty, you've got to tell yourself to be patient up there. You don't want to be. It's okay to swing at the first couple of pitches but you don't want to consistently be making swinging outs first 2-3 pitches of every at bat against a guy like Ty. You want to make him go deep in the count, make him hit the corners and prove that he can do it, because odds are he's going to come at you with a mistake pitch at some point, but you've got to have deep at bats to try to get to that point.
Yeah, we see a mid at bat pitching change here. Certain folks aren't going to like that. Oh, the contact was great, but unfortunately it was right at that center fielder.
Hey, it's all fair game, baby. There's a 3-batter minimum. There's nothing against a mid at bat substitution.
Yeah, some people care about it more than others for sure. We also saw a little twist of the knife from Metalhead on that passed ball there to allow Ty's runner to get to second in the previous at bat. So kind of goes both ways. We see a 2-1 count here, now 3-1 with 2 outs. Ty has a chance to tack on another run. He had the green light, and he fanned on it. The count goes full. Oh, Gagne misses high and outside. It's ball 4.
Man, Raiders just trying to battle through so much static on these pitches. It's just like this connection feels so dirty, but Gagne's gonna get out of this mess.
Yeah, like we've said, multiple times tonight, in this game, it's really uncharacteristic of Raider. He's a coveted pitcher, so just doesn't seem like a normal setting for him. But he's got to battle through it here and try to get something going. Finds himself down 6 here late after out number 1 here in the 8th inning. He's running out of lives.
Well, that just comes with the territory at Shaka. I think it's so far off the map on any of the other stadiums. It's just they don't get a good signal out there with the volcano and there's a lot of interference. So that's just why you shouldn't pick Shaka as your home park. And Raider and No Name are just going to have to deal with this kind of lag on home games all the time.
Yeah, they should have like a exploding volcano whenever a home run's hit or something, some kind of animatronics to add some value to this ballpark.
Especially on the Ka-Chunk home runs. But Raider, I've always said he should play at I forgot the park now. It's the Canadian Stadium with the Fleur de Lis.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not coming to me as well.
Nobody plays there, so I always forget the name.
It's basically Red Rock except Canadianized, and it's just blue and white instead of red.
Right, it's like almost the same park.
It's like Parc des Princes or something like that.
But seriously, nobody picks that park.
Raider connects on one. It's below the zone. It's going to kind of hurt him as this one will carry to that center fielder's glove for out number 3. We'll find ourselves here in what's likely to be the final frame of Game 2. Tynasty leads us here 7-1.
This footage looks like what Unicorn plays with on 30 FPS. Like, it's just it's been a struggle the whole game.
Yeah, both players have been grinding through some connectivity issues here. So we see Martin come in for the final Final inning, he gives up a ball past that second baseman. It was hard hit, and it's not even picked up the first attempt. The center fielder kind of mishandled it. It's going to be thrown into third base there. It'll be a leadoff double for Ty.
Yeah, Ty's bats have really woken up here in Game 2, and they haven't gone to sleep. I mean, it's every inning Raiders pitching out of a jam.
Oh, that was a juicy pitch, and Ty wasn't able to catch up to it. We're going to see similar location. He finds it that time. I think the center fielder's arm is good enough. Yeah, that lead runner's going to need to stay and hold at third base. So we see now a situation of runners on the corners and no outs. Ty's looking to just add as many insurance runs as possible here late. We see a dive to the side by the shortstop who gets the force out. It was off their glove. They didn't field it smoothly, but they still found themselves having enough time to get it and throw to second for the force out.
And see, that's pet peeve time for me, because I don't know if you noticed, but after that result of that play, so you score that in a book, it's technically a fielder's choice. It's not a hit given up. And they got the out on the play, and yet Raiders pitcher lost mojo, went down to tenths despite getting an out on the play. Like, that should not happen, but it's going to be a ground ball double play, so the point is moot.
Yeah, I'll give you a defunct email for the developers if you want to vent to them. I don't think they're answering emails anymore. As we find ourselves here in the bottom of the ninth, Raider needing 7 to push this one into extras. Does he have it in him?
I've given up a 7-run lead in the ninth in XBL games before. It can't happen.
Yeah, you certainly won't forget those. Those will haunt you years after the fact.
Flash has done it to me twice.
Raider finds 2 quick outs here. He's down to what could be his final out. Chris Boucher, the catcher, is 0 for 3 tonight. Looking to open up the can of hits. Swings at the first pitch. Outside. He's kind of going through the motions here. That's swing on strike 2 and then strike 3 to end the game. So we'll see the Harfang and the Tyrannics split. It's a 1-1 series split. What are your overall thoughts there, Hawks?
Well, it was nice to see both guys get a W on Match of the Week. You know, sweeps are always tough for the losing player, but for these guys, it's kind of unfortunate because both of them needed 2 wins here tonight to try to keep their playoff hopes alive, and both of them kind of playing spoiler. But, you know, we saw a lot of their best abilities on display in each respective game. So, you know, I think Game 1 couldn't have gone more perfect for Raider, and Game 2 could not have gone more perfectly for Ty. So, you know, we saw the full bag of tricks out of both guys on the night.
Yeah, they were able to kind of, you know, dig deep in certain situations. Really, I guess the player that got off to the fastest or hottest start in each game was the one, of course, that came out with the victory in the end. So one of our pre-game talking points was, are we going to see a split or a sweep this evening? And we certainly saw the split. You could say it was maybe a well-deserved split for both guys, as you know, they kind of struggled in certain ways, but were able to find the ways to come out with a victory on each side. So, you know, a good series between them. They were able to battle through some connection issues. So we appreciate that. And, of course, we always appreciate them sharing the stream for us here to catch the action.
Yeah, that's always a tough part of streaming and trying to put this game on a platform like this. But we definitely appreciate Raider for providing the feed, and shout out to you again, Zlotty, for producing tonight and casting, and thanks to Dwayne for getting our troubleshooting issues out before the game. But and thanks for everybody for tuning in tonight to both the AAA and the XBL Match of the Week here, the big doubleheader, and we also have a AA Match of the Week coming up tomorrow night, so don't miss that. Two big-time AA players going at it on a rare Match of the Week appearance.
Yeah, that'll be one to watch. Make sure you catch that tomorrow if you can. And of course, like you said, thanks to Dwayne for some troubleshooting stuff. It's my first time trying to do any production-related activities here this evening, so it wasn't necessarily perfect, but it was relatively smooth. We'll take another stab at it here sometime soon. Yeah, I'll be the first to say it's not as easy as it looks, but but you know, it's something that we need to get some more producers back here. So we'll give a shot at it. So any other closing thoughts you'd like to share this evening, Ox?
I just wanted to shout out everybody, say thanks again, and join us tomorrow night for another one. It was great to be in the booth with you, Zlati, for the first time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening, and make sure you tune in tomorrow for that AA matchup.
Have a good night, guys.